The Star Wars universe is arguably in one of the best places it's been in since The Force Awakens had that huge opening. The next two movies don't count for reasons you all probably know. The Mandalorian, The Bad Batch, The Book of Boba Fett, and more are here or on their way, and fans are eating it up. There's even series that are going to be filming soon like Ahsoka that will continue to grow the Star Wars lore. And as for what fans have to look forward to next, that would be Obi-Wan Kenobi. So allow us to show you everything we know so far about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Number 6. The teaser from last year. For the longest time, all we had in terms of information for the series is that it would indeed feature Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan once again, and that it would be set after the events of Revenge of the Sith, which is not much to go on if you really think about it. Thankfully, last year during Disney Day, we did get a brief teaser of what was to come, and while it didn't drop all the information, it did drop enough. The video was mostly an interview with Obi-Wan himself, Ewan McGregor, who gushed about his excitement for the show and for Star Wars in general. McGregor says that he's especially excited to be reunited with his prequel co-star Hayden Christensen, who will return to his role as Darth Vader. Some concept art was shown, including of the two legendary foes clashing, so we are guaranteed some big action. The Star Wars series has undergone quite a bit of production hassle in the time since it was first reported in 2019. Since then, the show was put on hold and apparently got retooled into something a little bit different. According to Disney, the series began production in April of 2021, with Deborah Chow, The Mandalorian, Better Call Saul, directing each episode. Number 5. The Rematch of Ages. McGregor further underlined the confrontation in an interview in the preview. To have another swing at each other might be quite satisfying, he said. The moment resolves a lingering question in the Star Wars canon. After Obi-Wan's tragic battle with Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, which forced Anakin to wear his iconic black armor and helmet as Darth Vader, did the former brothers in arms see each other again before their final battle in Star Wars A New Hope, set 19 years later? Apparently so. We couldn't tell the story of Obi-Wan Kenobi without addressing Anakin or Vader, says director Deborah Chow in the preview. Lucasfilm had previously announced that Obi-Wan Kenobi is set 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, which Chow says is quite a dark time for Obi-Wan, one of the last remaining Jedi. It's not safe, Chow says. There's Jedi hunters out there. In that environment, McGregor says that his one task left on the desolate planet of Tatooine is to keep the young Luke Skywalker safe, all while Darth Vader hunts for him. Now, as many Star Wars fans would note, he's able to uphold his promise and complete his mission to his literal dying breath. He's fine, he became a Force ghost, but that still leaves a lot of gaps between when he arrived on Tatooine with Luke and when he left it with Luke decades later. And that is what the show is aiming for. Number 4. Keeping the secret. Disney as a whole is rather infamous for going and doing various things in order to keep secrets about their films. Just look at what's happened to the MCU at times. We're looking at you, Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo, for proof of that. And even Ewan McGregor said that keeping the secret was very hard for him overall. It got difficult, McGregor said. I was brought up to tell the truth, and I was in a situation where I wasn't really allowed to. The studios and the big franchises want to keep everything very secret and as closed as it can be, and rightly so. But at the same time, there's this overwhelming amount of speculation online and on social media and what have you, and wherever I went for the last 10 years, people would ask me, would you do it again? Once they started doing spin-offs, of course everyone was like, are you gonna do an Obi-Wan Kenobi spin-off? And I was talking to Lucasfilm and Disney about that, but of course I couldn't say that I was. So I'd have to go, well, if they wanted to do one, I'd be quite interested in doing it. And it started to look a bit like I was just trying to get the part, which for a man of my standing was quite humiliating. A little bit, yeah, but hey, he gotta be Obi-Wan again, something many fans were fine with, and as a result, he gets to continue his own legacy and build up the one from far, far away. I'm more excited about doing this one than I was doing the second and third one that we did before, McGregor told Empire. I'm just excited about working with Deborah Chow. and the storylines are going to be really good, I think. I'm just excited to play him again. It's been long enough since I played him before. And it's fair to say quite a lot has changed since his last Star Wars dalliance, as McGregor compared the new show to his work on The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. The first 3 Star Wars films I did were really at the very beginning of digital photography, he said. We had a camera with an umbilical cord to a tent. It was like back to the beginning of movies, where the camera didn't move very much because there was so much hardware attached to it. Now we're going to be able to really create stuff without swaths of green screen and blue screen, which becomes very tedious for the actor. And as many would note, the Star Wars TV teams know how to make things work for them based on the responses to The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. So who knows what might happen in Obi-Wan. Number 3. Director. The show is directed by Deborah Chow, who has Star Wars pedigree in the form of her excellent work on The Mandalorian. The need to find the right director for a show like this was apparently essential to those in charge at Lucasfilm. We really wanted to select a director who is able to explore both the quiet determination and rich mystique of Obi-Wan in a way that folds seamlessly into the Star Wars saga, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy said in a release. Based on her phenomenal work developing our characters in The Mandalorian, I'm absolutely confident that Deborah is the right director to tell this story. And that's a fair thing to say. You need the right director because you're not just adding to the key lore of the Skywalker saga, you'd be dealing with Obi-Wan Kenobi. You mess that up, people will hound you for it. The series has been written by Hossein Amini, who also penned Drive and Snow White and The Huntsman. So it appears we'll have a good team here, which is all fans could hope for until they see the finished product. Number 2. Bringing back Darth Vader. Naturally, the other person very excited for this is Hayden Christensen. It was such an incredible journey playing Anakin Skywalker, Christensen recalls. Of course, Anakin and Obi-Wan weren't on the greatest of terms when we last saw them, so it will be interesting to see what an amazing director like Deborah Chow has in store for us all. I'm excited to work with Ewan again. It feels good to be back. Hopefully, he'll get to add more to his take on the character that fans will enjoy, as there's still heavy debate about the prequels. Number 1. Jedi Hunters. Aside from Darth Vader, the team has hinted that Jedi Hunters will be after Obi-Wan Kenobi. In the lore, both books, video games, and animated series, when the Empire rose, those hunters came in the form of Inquisitors, who were either Force-sensitive people who were corrupted into the Sith way of life, or those who were just able to do what needed to be done in order to hunt Jedi. Given the importance of finding Obi-Wan Kenobi, we could see some large numbers of Inquisitors sent after him, and that could lead to the big clash with Vader. Or there could be another twist in the tale. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. While there is no release date yet, many do expect the show to arrive in 2022. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at Obi-Wan Kenobi's upcoming Disney Plus series and how it's all looking to shape up? Are you excited to see Ewan McGregor back in the role? Do you think that there is enough story to justify a series like this being made many years after the prequels were done? What do you think will be the true highlight of the series? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.